Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at the ABRSM Grade 1 Timpani solo, Yeti Dance. All right, we're gonna break it down a little bit, take a look at a few things that you wanna focus on while you're practicing, and then we're gonna have a play along. We'll play along really slowly with the metronome to make sure that we are super comfortable with what needs to happen. And then we'll also play along, I'll count you in, and you can play along with the accompaniment. Normally you might play this with a pianist, but I've recorded these with vibraphones and glockenspiels, so it's a little bit more fun to play with some percussion instruments. Let's take a look at the Yeti Dance. It's not the Yeti Dance, it's actually Yeti Dance. Now for those of you who don't know, a Yeti is a giant man-like creature who lives in the forest. He's covered in hair and he's never been seen, but some people say they've seen him. He's the Yeti. But think of a giant, lumbering, hairy beast, okay? But a friendly hairy beast as he's dancing. So I think that's an indication he might be a friendly beast. Okay, so the first thing I like to know about playing the timpani in a solo is what pitches do I need, right? What notes do I need? So we all know that timpani are tunable and we can play all the notes on the timpani. So let's take a look. The composer has been kind enough to write timpani in A and D, but we should still know how to read a bass clef. We need to know which one is A and which one is D, so reading the bass clef is the only way to know that. If you take a look in our first appearance in bar 4, we are on the first space, the first bottom space of the bass clef. I say first meaning the bottom, and that note is an A, all right? The fourth bar is our next note, and that is the third line up. 1, 2, 3, up. And that will be our D, A, D. All right? Now, to tune these notes, you can use a number of different procedures. You can use a piano to hear the note. You can use a glockenspiel. You can use a guitar. You can use a cell phone app. It doesn't really matter. But what you want to do is learn how to get the note in your ear and then tune the drum to that note. Do not trust the gauges that are written probably on your drums at your school. Start to learn how to hear the note that you're going to play. And I have a fun way of doing that today. I have these big tone bars. Now these are quite fun. This is an A, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this A. We're gonna get that into our ear, and then we're gonna take the timpani all the way to the bottom, take the pedal all the way down, so it's a really low, low note, and then we're gonna play the A, and after we really hear the note, we're gonna take a second to really hear the note, we're gonna tap on the drum and push the pedal up slowly until we reach the point where the drum matches the tone bar. All right, let's try it. That's pretty good. You got to move very slowly and really hear where that matches. All right? This is something that you should practice every time you play the timpani. You will get much faster and much better at it as time goes on. Here we are with the D. I'm going to take the pedal all the way down to the bottom. We're going to play the D. Listen to it. Got a little quiet on me. Very nice. There we go. We have our pitches. We are ready to play. Now, as with every solo that we look at, one of the first things we check out is the time signature. The time signature tells us what kind of beats we're going to play and how many of them per measure. This one says 3, 4. Okay? The top note tells us how many beats per measure. So there will be 3 beats per measure. And the bottom note tells us what kind of notes those are. A 4, being a fourth, is a quarter note, all right? A fourth is a quarter note. So we will have 3 quarter notes per bar. Next, I like to look at what the composer has given us. What sort of instructions have they given us? It helps us create the atmosphere, helps us understand what it is that we're playing, because music likes to tell stories or to tell emotions or feelings. And our composer, Andrea Vogler, has written the word bouncily, which is a fun little adverb, I like that, and has also written a quarter note equals 152. 152 is the tempo that the composer would like us to play, and the tempo are the beats per minute. So if we check out our metronome, here's what 152 would sound like. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's quite quick. That is certainly bouncily. The next instruction that they give us is the title, right? We talked about the Yeti. It's a giant animal and it's a dance and they're bouncing around. I imagine it's quite funny because the timpani are big low instruments. So what we're going to try to do is take these big Yeti-like instruments and help them dance. So we're going to be thinking light to the touch. We're going to think about lifting, always lifting. That's something we always talk about with timpani, always lifting. All right? That helps us understand what it is we're going to play. The next thing I like to do is just check out the dynamics, sort of breeze through it, make sure we know what we're doing. We begin in measure 4 at piano. We make a little crescendo to mezzo forte. We're hanging out mezzo forte until measure 13. Boom, forte, really big, all right? Big, but bouncily, remember? The Yeti dance. Finally, we are, not finally, but continuing on. In measure 19, we're gonna make a decrescendo down to piano. Then we're at piano very suddenly. And we carry that on until we have what a nice crescendo there at 33, 34, 35, 36. 4 whole bars of crescendo to forte. So that's going to be a really fun one we want to pay attention to. Taking our time, making that crescendo very gradual over 4 bars. So each note just a fraction louder than the one prior. Okay? Then we're at forte, we hit mezzo forte and bar 45, or just before the pickup to bar 45, and then we're making a diminuendo all the way to the end to a nice little piano. All right? Now, I'm going to tell you something that I will tell you in all the timpani videos, 2 things that we really want to focus on, and that is our playing spot, okay? Now, I like to think of it in the pizza wedge style. We've got our drum here. We've got 2 lugs, and I lay down the sticks. I like to aim for right here, the heart of the pizza, all right? It's a little bit different on every drum. It's a good little range that you want to pay attention to. And you can tell in the middle, oh, it's really quite thuddy and not a great tone, right? We're trying to get that pitch. And out here, it's quite a thin sound. So aiming for that spot that really gives us quite a nice tone. The next thing I'm going to say is lift. We're always lifting on the drums. We're not trying to play into the drums. We're not trying to hit timpani. We're actually trying to get off of the timpani. So I simply drop my sticks and then I'm trying to get them off. Hot potato. Get it off of the head as quick as possible. All right, let's have a playthrough at a really slow tempo and check some of these rhythms, and then we'll have one more playthrough with the accompaniment. And as always, you can download the audio tracks. You can practice along with these by yourself, put it on your phone and plug in your headphones and play along with it. And I hope you're having fun. Send me any questions you may have about Yeti Dance or any of the other ones, and we'll talk. Okay. Now we're ready to have a little play along. We're just going to go really slow. I've set my metronome to 112, and we're going to just sort of go through and get a really good understanding, talk through it as we're playing. We're going to go, I'll count you in, and we're going to start right in on bar 4. A little tip, I'm going to start that with my left hand, and that's because I'm playing with my low drum on my left, and my high drum on my right, which is the American system. If you're playing German system, which is the other way, then you might want to start with your right. But I'm going to start with my left because I'm going to make a little crescendo, 3, and then my right hand is ready to move right over to that drum. Another little tip, When we get to measure 33 and we make that crescendo, I simply alternate it because I think it feels better. There's a number of ways to play that, but I'm going to alternate 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and as we're growing, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then your right hand's ready to go. Okay? Just making sure that each one of those grows. Let's go ahead and get started. This is tempo quarter note equals 112. 1, 2, 3, play, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, 3, 1, 2, 3, forte, 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, rest, 3, rest, 3, rest, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, piano and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Here comes the crescendo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and forte. 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, 3, rest, 2, rest, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, rest, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, diminuendo, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Very nice. I hope you're having fun. You're going to play along once with the recording. I'll play the accompaniment along with it and count you in. And then, as always, you can go back and play with the beginning video, or go ahead and download just the audio, and you can put that onto your phone to play with anytime you want. Hope you're having fun. Please write in if you have any questions, and I'll try to answer them for you. Talk to you later. See ya. Bye.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.